Hello guys, what's up? I'll go by the name is Cool Prince, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So I came across this story of Don Jazzy from Mohit to Maven Records, and it's just a video that gives a backtrack of how Don Jazzy started to how he is now, and it's actually very well detailed, to be honest. And this is by the Story Vault. So I advise you, if you are watching this and you have not subscribed to them, I think you should subscribe. So I'm subscribing to them right away. So I think you should subscribe and have some insights on the Nigerian entertainment scene. So without further ado, let's see the story of Don Jazzy, see where Don Jazzy started and how Don Jazzy evolved from the Don Jazzy that we knew, Don Jazzy with the bunch, to Don Jazzy, the CEO of Maven. Let's go.
From creating more hits records, to developing his mysticism, to working with the likes of Kanye West, Jay-Z, Sierra, Beyonce, and Snoop Dogg, to creating an empire worth over 320 billion naira. This is the dynasty of Don Jazzy. Welcome to the Story Vault, where we make documentaries on superstars and things we are into. Like many superstars, Don Jazzy's incredible journey started from the church. Although raised in Lagos, his musical genius ignited when he was invited to London to play for his uncle's local church. While in London, he would meet DJ Cass, and the two would work on a song together. At a wedding ceremony, DJ Cass would play their newly released song, and it would click with one man in the audience, JJC Skills from the 419 squad.
So DJC's skills was way back in the early Nigerian music. JJC. In case you don't know JJC, I think he went on to marry Jennifer Funke Akindele, even though they are divorced now. But JJC is one of those legendary producers of the past, man. Let's go.
He asked to meet the producer of the song, and this is when Don Jazzy's musical journey would begin. Don Jazzy would go on to work with JJC as a producer. During this time, Master P, a member of the 419 squad, would bring a skinny guy into the studio. He was also charismatic and funny. His name is D'banj. Master P would ask if D'banj could join.
Wait. Where is D'banj here? See D'banj. He was looking like the outsider of the team, you know. Look at him, rugged man. I recognize some people here, but see D'banj. See how D'banj was when D'banj didn't have money. Everybody had the starting points, to be honest. Let's go.
The group, but JJC would say the group is complete, but appreciated D'banj's charisma enough to allow him hang around the studio. In 03, Two-Face, Daddy Shoki, Style Plus, LD were dominating the music industry. And around this time, Don Jazzy realized that his deal with Skills wasn't official because he was taking a salary.
The article said something about how I cheated Don Jazzy. Don Jazzy cheated Don Jazzy. How come Don Jazzy didn't say that for himself? You tell me what is said that I cheated him. I taught him how to produce, which made him Don Jazzy that he is today. I used to pay him £1,000 every month in 2004, which was almost 250k for being a trainee.
Don Jazzy was
wow, £1,000. Wow, that was a lot of money per month. So Don Jazzy was on a salary, and of course, when you have a dream, no matter how big the salary is, it's not enough. It's not going to be enough, no matter how big the salary is. So as a trainee, Don Jazzy was earning £1,000 a month under JJC. That's something, man. Let's go.
See this as a betrayal and would leave the 419 squad.
Wait. I didn't get that. I think I need to even increase the volume of this. Let's go.
Don Jazzy would see this as a betrayal and would leave the 419 squad.
Wow.
Being a shy person, Don Jazzy knew he would need a partner, but not just any partner, one with charisma, energy, and a strong voice. He would get all three in his new best friend, D'banj. Since they were not officially signed, D'banj and Don Jazzy would make music together and build a relationship. And in 05, they would start an equal partnership creating more hits records, signing D'banj as their first artist, while Don Jazzy became the president and CEO of the label. Soon they released.
So this is the funny thing. When these two became when Mohit was happening, people just thought Don Jazzy signed the bunch, not knowing because of the charisma, the Don charisma. not knowing that Don Jazzy was and the band were having almost like a co-partnership to Mohit Records. And also, we thought that because of the way Don Jazzy packaged himself, we were thought that Don Jazzy the was the older person in Mohit. We thought it was like the age gap was significant between him and the bunch, not knowing that actually the bunch is older than Don Jazzy. Well, let's continue.
Their first album, No Long Thing, which was written and produced by Don Jazzy in 2 weeks. The album was a success, with hits like Tongolo. This album also
Written and produced by Don Jazzy in two by the bunch in two. Wait, is it the bunch or Don Jazzy in 2 weeks?
the first artist, while Don Jazzy became the president and CEO of the label.
Okay, Don Jazzy became the president and CEO of the label. The band became the first artist to the label Mohit.
Soon they released their first album, No Long Thing, which was written and produced by Don Jazzy in 2 weeks.
No Long Thing was written and produced by Don Jazzy, not even the band in 2 weeks.
The album was a success, with hits like Tongolo. This album also birthed the name Coco Master for the band.
Wow.
In 2005, Nigerian music has started to pick up again. The pair will return to Nigeria and drop another album, Rundown Funk You Up, co-written and produced by Don Jazzy, with hits like Why Me. During this time, Don Jazzy will come up with one of the best tags.
It's Don Jazzy again.
Playing off his stage name, Don Jazzy will embrace a unique style, becoming the Don who stood behind his artist not saying a word, and who can forget his infamous walking stick. He started incorporating his brass voice into the melody, which added to the sound of the music. While performing at a show in Unilag, they would meet a dancer in the name of Wande Cole, by far the best vocalist in the industry. Don Jazzy, seeing how talented he was, would offer to sign him. Soon, they signed other incredible artists like The Prince, Dr. Sid, and K-Switch. With this, the team was set, a perfect blend of rap, vocal, and charisma. Building on the success of Rundown Funk You Up, Mohit Records would go on to release a collaborative album, Curriculum Vitae. This was the defining moment in Mohit's journey, with hits like 1010, Perry, Booty Call, Why Me Remix. Wande Cole truly stood out in this album, but the band had all the charisma. What made the album truly stand out was Don Jazzy's backup vocals. He makes his voice part of the beat, creating a different type of surround sound. With their success as a group, it was time for individual projects, and the charismatic one, the band would release The Entertainer, a smash hit of an album, co-written and produced by Don Jazzy. Every song on this album was a hit. We got songs like Mabono Feli Feli, Igwe, Suddenly, Fall in Love.
This album, almost every song in this The Entertainer album was a hit song. Like almost every song, you could play the album from beginning to end without getting tired. I remember those days in the secondary school. I was in secondary school then. This album, I was in SS3 when this album came out, so it was an album that we could play all day and all night. We would just not get tired of the album. Every song there was a song to vibe and dance to. It's surprising how the impact Don Jazzy had in the band's music. Like he wrote most of the songs with the band. It was like the silent voice the band had in the songs, of which people didn't really see. So let's listen.
Next, we got the Black Diamonds mushing to more hits, with hits like Confused, Bumper to Bumper, and You Bad. Wande Cole and Don Jazzy created magic with his album. In an interview, Wande Cole would say, "I feel like me and Don Jazzy created a syllabus of music." Dr. Sid will release Turning Point, with hits like Something About You and Over the Moon. Don Jazzy was practically involved in 90% of Mohit's success, but the band was the superstar. Remember this for later. In May, the band would release the song Mr. Endowed, which was another smash hit, and it got bigger after the remix with Snoop Dogg.
Wow.
During the making of the remix, Kanye West would tweet out, "Yo, the band and Don Jazzy, get back to New York ASAP. There's still work to be done." You see, before now, the band had already crossed paths with Kanye in Dubai, who heard some songs and beats and invited them both to the studio in New York. The pair would get signed by Good Music.
And by that time, Kanye was really popping. He was like the it guy in the pop R&B sect. He had some good songs. We had Kanye had that Heartless, he had Heartless, he had Turn Off the Lights, he had some good songs. Kanye was just the man of the moment. So it was no news that it was for a Nigerian label to break out of the Nigerian local scene and even be one of the first people to be signed internationally. It was no news that that was a big feat at that time. And these were the guys that actually started it for us. Don Jazzy and DBanj.
Nigeria, Africa, I'm the man. Must be like my Jamaicans come. Capella, like my South Africans come. Mensa, like my Ghanaians come. Okay, like my Nigerians come. You see,
You see the star power, he could talk, he could just have that vibe and the swag. And of course, the band Don Jazzy is there quiet, but the band was the one with the stardom, he was the one with the star power, he was the one with that finesse, that guy. It was the it guy. And it showed, yeah.
good news.
D'banj and Kanye will perform together on stage at a Coco concert, where Kanye gifted D'banj his Jesus Peace chain. At the same time, Don Jazzy and D'banj were working on the song Oliver Twist, and this is where everything changed. D'banj wanted to expand and connect Mohit to the American audience, but Don Jazzy had other plans. He thought the international market wasn't ready for Afrobeat. Besides, it was expensive to manage their expenses.
But the main thing that happened was our visions got different. Like I had a different vision and he had a different vision. You know, it takes a lot for you if you are already in England and you're already the king and you're already balling to leave and go to America and go and try. I think that for me is what happened. I think that was the biggest crack what happened, because we had a formula that we were working with and everything was working so well in Africa and we were running it, but I wanted extra. I wanted a global. He also wanted it, but like we all want success, but how much are you ready to work hard for that? And how much are you ready to lose? How much pain are you ready to go through in order for you to gain that?
So Don Jazzy wasn't comfortable expanding. He wanted more time.
The music, they were still not ready for the music at that time, because if they were, I'm sure they would have done something amazing with it.
But the band wasn't pleased Don Jazzy couldn't see his vision of taking more hits to the next level. This would cause a rift between the parties, and a leaked audio with Dr. Sid will spell doom for the group.
Videos. Why don't they know my name? You don't even know that they don't take our Jonathan, because your brand and your star is too much. It's overshadowing. It's overshadowing. It's overshadowing him. And not the band for.
Why? Not that. The band for everybody. He used.
According to Dr. Sid,
it was a conversation taken out of context. Me and my guys,
like
guys in a room having a heated conversation.
Yeah.
Somebody feeling very sly with himself started recording the conversation, and I've said this thing so many times without number, and a lot of people. So till today, some people I still think that it's my fault, that I'm hateful and whatever. I specifically said in that conversation, why don't they know my name? Why don't they know my name? Your star is too big that it overshadows effortlessly.
Yeah.
Effortlessly is the key qualifier in that statement, meaning it's not your fault. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. It is just who you are. The band walks into a room, he's gonna suck the air out of it. It's normal. It's normal. It's nothing. You can't beef. You can't be angry. You can't whatever. But because it was so heated and it sounded so passionate, when they edited, they just removed the effortlessly. So when you hear it, it just sounds like. And when I heard it, I was like, "Yo, this guy's a fucking hater." I swear to God.
Hater alert.
You know.
the band would take it personally and would demand 100% ownership of more hits. But Don Jazzy refused, saying the band can only have his catalog, but the name More Hits remains with him. This difference in opinion would eventually lead to Don Jazzy breaking up one of the biggest music groups of all time, and he will break the news on X saying, "Good day friends, so sorry I've been away for so long as I have been going through some changes in my life. It is with a heavy heart that I announce the end of a long era and the beginning of a new one. Some of the rumors you've all heard recently are sad but true. It was truly the end of an era, and only the twist would drop and become yet again another smash hit, this time internationally. This could have led to a downward spiral for the Don, but he made it a bump in the road, and it didn't take long for Don Jazzy to embark on his next adventure, which would turn out to be the biggest thing he ever brought to life, the creation of Maven Records in 12. One major talking point of Mohit Records was the lack of a female artist, but considering the dynamic, it's safe to say Mohit didn't need a female artist, but Maven certainly did, and the Don would sign Tiwa Savage, who would go on to become one of the greatest female superstars of all time.
We had to activate Tiwa.
Yeah, Tiwa Savage is one of the best signings that Don Jazzy ever did. Like, that was just the perfect choice at the perfect time. And she really came and proved him right. You know, she came and she did herself, outdid herself in the music industry. And right now, to be honest, aside people that are in a different league of their own in terms of Nigerian music, people like Asha, Onyeka Onwenu, all those legends, all those people that are in a different league. If you talk about the Afro beat pop culture sound, I don't think any woman have done it. Okay, we have some people like maybe Yemi Alade, but still, there's this it factor to Tiwa Savage that makes her like regarded as the number one in the Nigerian Afrobeat female scene. Like, that's just it. Number one compared to Yemi Alade, compared to Sheishi or anybody else, Tiwa still remains number one. Let's go.
Savage, because we needed a female touch to the record label, and who better to take the spot than Miss Tiwa Savage? I think she's an amazing singer, songwriter, artist, performer, and that is why she was activated.
It was slow at first, with the Solar Plexus album doing fairly well. Don Jazzy realized he needed to add to his team, and he did that by signing Ricardo Banks, Korede Bello, and Dija. At this point, business started to pick up, but everything changed when they released their smash hit single, Dorobuchi. This song was an instant hit, and would go on to win Song of the Year and Best Pop Singles at the Headies in 14. The song was so big it turned into a conspiracy. The major question was, who is Dorobuchi? Well, Dorobuchi is Don Jazzy, Don Dorobuchi. When Prince said this, it doesn't mean much, but when you hear, do you concur? The success of Dorobuchi led to more hit records like The Kick, Surulere, Eminado, Adobe, Darling, Godwin, Kabiesi, and featuring in hits like Concord, Collabo, Up to Something, Blessings, Pullover, and so on. Seeing the reaction of the public to these hits, Don Jazzy will go back to his roots. You see, Don Jazzy understands the music market. In a Vanguard interview, he said, "Now I don't just put up one single. We'll wait for the video and put it up. If you've noticed from when I started, from the time of the band's entertainer, I put out 3 songs like Mugbono Feli Feli, Olorun Maje, and Too Much. These are markets for both Yorubas, Igbos, and others." Of course, no career is without its ups and downs, and Don Jazzy's feud with rapper Olamide is a testament to that. The infamous clash at the Headies Award in 15 sent shockwaves through the industry. In 15, there was another record label, YBNL, founded by one of the greatest artists, rapper Olamide Bado, who had already made a solid name for himself and decided to add artists like Lil Kesh, Chinko Ekun, and Adekunle Gold to the team. And yes, they showed out with songs like Bobo, Sade, Shoki, and Shayo. The Headies in 15 was geared for a showdown of the next rated artist. The nominees for that award were Ricardo Banks, Kiss Daniel, Cynthia Morgan, Korede Bello, and Lil Kesh. What a lineup this was. What should have been a simple award show turned out to be one of the defining moments in Nigerian music history. Ricardo Banks won the next rated award. Although many argued that Lil Kesh should have won, nobody echoed it louder than the boss himself, who would go on to win 4 awards that same night. Adekunle Gold would win the award for Best Alternative Music, and during his acceptance, Olamide would grab the mic and say,
So the thing now is, looking at this, like, look at the people that are nominated. You see people like Kiss Daniel still popping, still doing his thing. Then Ricardo Banks a little bit, but you see Lil Kesh. Lil Kesh is off the waves. We see Cynthia Morgan off the waves. Like longevity is like a key factor in success when you're measuring success in the music scene. And these are guys that didn't even stay long to make the names, make put the stamp on their on their own footprints, like just make names for themselves in the Nigerian music scene. But I'm so happy for Adekunle Gold, because this guy has surpassed and outdid himself. And I'm just happy that this was a very good success. So let's continue.
Adekunle Gold, let's be honest, this award belongs to Lil Kesh because Lil Kesh is our next rated artist. Fuck that shit! Baba Yayo! Street is takeover! Every fucking single was a hit back to back. From lyrically to shocky to FS Joku, couldn't for anybody.
This sent X on fire. Will Don Jazzy be quiet? Will his artists lose respect for him if he stays silent? Mind you, the Don has gone several years with little to no controversy, except the one with the badge, but the writing was on the wall, as Don Jazzy would be presented a special recognition award, and during his acceptance, he would say,
Egbon Malamide, if you want the car, come and collect it. God bless you.
For it to see DJ happy for our boss. Our boss made that give a very good comeback, and you see Korede Bello standing. Out of two of them, DJ, I think she got married and left the music scene. And Korede Bello is still trying so hard. I think he released a project recently, but Korede Bello has not really been able to break through the market ever since he left Maven. And now that he doesn't have that youth, young boy factor that he usually had when he was still very young, and there are other young guys now in the scene, it's almost like it's very hard for Korede. Korede is really struggling to break through the market now. So, but anyway, let's continue.
Olamide would take to X to express his displeasure and disappointment of the Don, even banning him from coming to the mainland, and of course Nigerians were loving it, picking sides. But just as things quickly escalated, an unlikely figure would step in to de-escalate the situation. The richest man in Africa, Mr. Aliko Dangote. Don Jazzy and Olamide will squash their beef and go on to continue making chart-topping songs, and a recent appearance would clear all doubts that the two were amicable. In the last year of the Thames, Maven is now the biggest company in the music industry. Tiwa Savage has immortalized herself. Wanda Cole has immortalized himself. Dr. Sid and the Prince will go on to immortalize themselves. And just when it seemed like the fire was coming down on the house, the Prince will go on to discover a young talented artist from Benin City, Rema. This move will be the blueprint to Don Jazzy's future signees. Talented, young, and ready to learn. In his words, he says,
the people that move the market are young girls, because the older guys are busy making money for the family, they're worried about their family, and they're busy. They don't care about helping you to go and stream. They don't care about staying on your social media to know when you post, oh, new single out this Friday. They don't know all that. But the young guys pretty much are still into the whole culture thing. So yeah.
Making this documentary, one thing we noticed is that Don Jazzy signs artists whose voice work for his beat. It's beyond signing an artist. Every time they sing together is magic. No one makes beat like Don Jazzy. But these days, Don Jazzy has taken a backseat to production, and the likes of Baby Fresh, All Teams, London, and Andre Vibes have taken over production for Mavens. But he is still Don Jazzy.
I still enjoy making beats, but maybe not as much as before. I don't lazy now. Most of the young artists that I have don't really like my beats.
They don't like it?
Yes, they don't. So, they don't really like my beats because, like, obviously, my sound is dated for the time. So, means that I need to upgrade my skills. Like the day that I never said he liked the beat for Body Back, I said, are you serious?
So, no one, they don't like your beats for you?
They don't, I'm serious.
So, you play video saying they don't like it?
I know.
So, you are saying that you're not as good as when you first started?
Yes.
And will go on to produce the hit song Booty Bounce with Rema.
One thing I like about these old cats and these legends is that they are so much self-aware. Like Don Jazzy, he knows his flaws. He knows that his sound, his style is outdated for the times. New music and new voice has come out. And because of how in tune they are with their own flaws um and their own shortcomings, they are willing to give the duty and the work to their delegate it to their employees and other people to do the job for them as far as everybody wins at the end. So that's just what you see there.
Rema agreed to use the beat that I did for Booty Bounce was surreal for me because, you know, I used to look at myself, like I said, I don't impose.
Okay.
So I used to look at myself like, these children, they don't want your old man beat though. I think so, but the day that I knew that I was coming to see my dad in my house, my dad was across the room that I was in. I just opened my door. I was playing the beats. I just loud the thing. I knew that he was around seeing my dad. So he just heard the beat from that side. He said, boss, I like this beat. I said, you do? I just made it. Now I'll tell him to send it to you. So yes, I was happy that he liked that.
Today, Mavens have become...
Kudos to the story vault, man. This was very well edited and the storyline was very well written. Kudos to you guys. For sure, I will tag them here. So you guys please subscribe to them. They are just coming up and just subscribe to them though. I love their content and this is really one that was in for the books. Anyway, talking about this, you can see how Don Jazzy's legacy has evolved over the years. And the key factor to take from this is consistency. Don Jazzy never stopped. He never settled. He never paused his dream because of the rift between him and the bunch. Eventually, Don Jazzy has marked his name in history and he has superseded even the people that's actually taught him what he used to be a success. You know, he has superseded people like JJC. JJC was his former boss, but now it's bigger than JJC by far. So it's just what it is. And so that's it. Anyway, guys, I'll go by the name is Prince. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to